Oh my god, you guys, sit down and shut the door. Beyoncé and Jay-Z are planning to sue Kanye West, and honestly, I'm here for it. Let's get into it. I knew something was going to come out of this because Kanye tweeted some absolutely vile and disgusting things about Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Now, let me just say this. I think Kanye is completely out of his mind. I think all that nitrous oxide has messed up his brain. But at the same time, I also believe he's saying exactly what he sees and feels. According to an exclusive report from Page 6, Beyoncé and Jay-Z are currently discussing legal action against Kanye West following his vulgar and offensive attack on their children. Now, when they say discussing, I bet they've already called their lawyer and have him on speed dial, figuring out the best way to completely bury Kanye West. The report states that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are absolutely shocked that Kanye went after their two youngest children in an all-caps furious rant on X, formerly Twitter, on Tuesday evening. A source exclusively told Page 6 that the couple will not tolerate such behavior, especially when it involves their children. They are currently deciding whether to handle the situation privately or take legal action. Now, if you're wondering what exactly Kanye posted, I actually didn't cover it because, to be honest, it was just too much. I know Kanye has offended pretty much everyone at this point, but attacking children is beyond unacceptable. Whether or not those kids have special needs is irrelevant. Mocking and humiliating them is just cruel. And then he had the audacity to bring up surrogacy, which is completely beside the point. But hold on, Kanye. Weren't some of your own kids born via surrogacy? The hypocrisy is real. Sorry, that was my Uber Eats notification. Let me wrap this up. But honestly, the whole thing was just weird, vulgar, and offensive. I'm used to Kanye attacking adults, different ethnicities, black women, Jewish people, you name it, but targeting children? That's a whole new level of low, especially when these were people he once called his friends. The report also mentions that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are still deciding how to proceed, whether to keep this private or take legal action. And when they say private, does that mean they're planning to personally handle Kanye? Are they sending people to his house? Look, Kanye is a problem, but how do you solve it? What exactly can they sue him for? The man doesn't even pay his existing lawsuits or bills. You can't just send people after him because he would absolutely love playing the victim. If Kanye so much as slips on a banana peel, he'll probably claim that Beyoncé and Jay-Z tried to take him out. The report also says that the couple, who have been married since 2008, have no plans to publicly address Kanye's posts about their children. Apparently, Kanye questioned the mental capacity of their 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir, before deleting the post, only to repost it hours later. Kanye, who now goes by Yeah, later clarified that he didn't delete the post to be a good person. Instead, he claimed he removed it because his Twitter account was at risk of being suspended. Representatives for Kanye, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé did not immediately respond to Page 6's request for comments. But honestly, who even represents Kanye at this point? Does he still have that white supremacist guy, Milo, as his rep? Because let's be real, every single one of Kanye's business deals has failed. Nobody takes him seriously anymore. And at this point, he's just a controversial meme. So if Milo is still his publicist, is he even doing his job? And of course, Kim Kardashian had to get involved in this drama too. The report mentions that Beyoncé and Jay-Z aren't the only ones fed up with Kanye. His ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, is also completely appalled by his behavior. It's one thing for Kanye to use that kind of language about anyone, but when it comes to children, that's a whole different level of low. Of course, Kim is using this as an opportunity to get on Beyoncé's good side, but let's be real. Even if we're talking about surrogacy or IVF, that's exactly how all of Kanye's youngest children were conceived. Imagine growing up and seeing your own father post something like that about you. And let's not forget, didn't Chloe once have an entire episode where she said, "I wish someone had warned me about the dangers of surrogacy," all because she was mad that her baby came out looking just like her? I mean, those are Chloe's words, not mine. So where do things stand now? Kim is furious. Reports say she's officially had enough and is done trying to be reasonable with Kanye. She finds his posts outrageous and offensive, and no matter what feud Kanye has with Jay-Z and Beyoncé, she firmly believes that kids should always be off limits. Now, here's something interesting. Kim and Beyoncé might not be best friends, but their families have always had some connection. Remember when Kris Jenner and Tina Knowles had that barbecue, and Beyoncé's family spent time with Kim and Kris? But looking back, it's pretty clear why Beyoncé and Jay-Z kept their distance. It wasn't Kim, it was Kanye. Now that Kim is no longer with him, everything seems to be going much smoother between them. But let's get into this legal mess. I did some quick research to see what kind of legal action Beyoncé and Jay-Z could actually take against Kanye. Since they all live in California, and Kanye was likely in California when he made those tweets, there are a few legal avenues they could explore under both state and federal law. First, there's defamation. If the tweets contained false information that harmed their children's reputation, they might have a case. Since the kids are minors, Jay-Z and Beyoncé would have to file on their behalf. Under California law, defamation is defined as a false statement presented as fact, published to a third party, and causing reputational harm. And while public figures often have a harder time winning defamation cases, children aren't public figures. So this could get interesting. Defamation cases are already difficult for public figures to win because the legal standard is much higher. However, while Beyoncé and Jay-Z are public figures, their children are not. When a private individual, someone who isn't famous or doesn't live in the public eye, is involved, the bar for defamation is much lower. That means if what Kanye said was false, they could absolutely sue sue him for defamation. And let's not forget, Jay-Z is already suing Tony Busby for defamation. So legal action isn't out of the question here. Now let's talk about intentional infliction of emotional distress, which in my opinion is the strongest legal route they could take. Regardless of whether Kanye's statements were true or not, malicious and offensive remarks about children could support an emotional distress claim, especially if they caused severe harm to the kids and their family. For this type of case to hold up in court, certain criteria must be met. The statements must be extreme and outrageous. And let's be real, Kanye's comments absolutely were. That's why I made a point not to repeat those disturbing remarks about their kids. If you know me, you know I am a fierce advocate for people with mental, physical, or cognitive disabilities. The way society treats people, especially children who are vulnerable, is disgusting. And it's still happening today. What Kanye did was beyond unacceptable. The person must have acted recklessly or intentionally. You could argue Kanye was reckless, but the fact that he later deleted his tweets and admitted he meant to cause distress, that shows clear intent. The conduct must have caused emotional distress, obviously. Kanye even admitted his goal was to cause emotional distress, and beyond that, they could also go after him for cyberbullying and harassment. If Kanye's tweets led to mass harassment, threats, or doxing, Jay-Z and Beyoncé could have a strong case under California law. They could even seek a restraining order, which I honestly think they might. A restraining order would prevent Kanye from ever talking about them, or more importantly, their children again. If he violated it, he could actually face jail time. On top of that, they could sue him for damages. So let's be real, Kanye's financial situation is a mess. What would they even get? His dilapidated Malibu house? Oh wait, he sold that. His rundown Montana ranches? Not exactly a gold mine, but if they won the lawsuit, they could get compensatory damages for therapy, emotional distress, and reputational harm, punitive damages if the court found his actions were especially reckless, attorney's fees if applicable, and let's not forget public pressure, which they're already using. That Page 6 article, yeah, that was strategic. Many celebrities have lost brand deals and suffered career-ending consequences over offensive remarks, especially when they involve children. At the end of the day, it looks like Kanye finally pushed too far. This time, he may actually face real consequences. He wanted attention. Well, he got it. And now, Beyoncé and Jay-Z might be ready to take him down for good. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Should they sue Kanye or not? Because personally, as a fierce advocate for people with mental and physical disabilities, I say yes. They need to drag him to court and shut this down. Also, they need to reevaluate whatever custody agreement Kanye has because, honestly, his mindset is not in a good place. I'll keep an eye on this situation and go live later tonight or tomorrow to talk about it. Catch y'all then. Bye.